The world is an unpredictable place. One minute you're navigating the urban jungle, the next you could be facing a real one. Survival can occur not only in nature, but also sometimes in our everyday life. In this video, we will show you 12 practical life hacks that can help you survive difficult moments. We all know water is absolutely essential for survival, but finding clean, drinkable water in the wild is a whole other story. Don't worry, even if you find yourself staring at a murky puddle, there's hope. With just a plastic bottle, some sand, charcoal if you can find it, and some stones, you can create a DIY filtration system. Layer those materials inside the bottle, starting with the stones, then the sand, and finally the charcoal. This acts as a natural filter, removing sediment and impurities. Remember, your life could depend on your ability to find and purify water. Fire. It's not just for keeping warm, it's a beacon of hope, a way to cook food, and a signal for rescue. But what if you find yourself without matches or a lighter? Fear not, a simple AA battery and a bit of aluminum foil can be your saving grace. Tear a strip of foil about 6 inches long and about a ½ inch wide and taper the middle section to make it narrow. Then, hold the foil strip to the positive and negative terminals of the battery. The foil will heat up rapidly, creating a flame. It's like magic, but it's science. To make the most of this flame, gather some dry leaves and small twigs. Place the kindling on the small flame to help it grow. Blow gently on the fire to provide it with oxygen, helping it to grow even larger. Gradually add larger sticks and logs to sustain the fire. Soon, you'll have a roaring campfire to keep you warm and safe. This simple trick can be a lifesaver in survival situations. Remember, all you need is a battery and some aluminum foil. With a little bit of knowledge and resourcefulness, you can turn a dire situation into a manageable one. So next time you're out in the wild, you'll be prepared to start a fire, even without traditional tools. Stay safe and be prepared. In a true survival situation, every bit of warmth counts, and that includes your water supply. Freezing temperatures can turn your life-saving hydration into a block of ice, rendering it useless. But there's a simple solution: your sleeping bag. Before you turn in for the night, slip your water bottle down to the foot of your sleeping bag. Your body heat will keep the water from freezing, ensuring you have a drinkable supply in the morning. It's a small step that can make a world of difference. Chapter 4. Navigating with the sun. Getting lost is a terrifying experience, but remember, even without a compass, you've got a natural navigation tool: the sun. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west, a constant you can rely on. To determine direction, hold your arm straight out in front of you with your thumb pointing up. Point your thumb towards the direction of the rising sun. This is east. Now point your thumb towards the setting sun. This is west. With east and west established, you can easily determine north and south. Chapter 5. Don't drink salt water. We've all been there, stranded on a desert island in our imaginations, parched and desperate for a drop of water. The sun beats down relentlessly, and the sound of the waves crashing against the shore is a constant reminder of the vast ocean surrounding you. But remember, drinking seawater is never the answer. It might seem tempting, especially when you're incredibly thirsty, but the consequences are dire. The high salt content will dehydrate you further, leading to serious health complications. Your body needs fresh water to function properly, and consuming salt water will only make your situation worse. Instead, we need to get creative and desalinate that water. Find a large leaf, a plastic sheet, or even a piece of clothing you can spare. These items can be used to create a simple solar still, which will help you turn seawater into drinkable water. Look around for materials that can help you. A piece of clothing, a large leaf, or a plastic sheet can all be useful in this situation. The key is to use what you have available to create a makeshift desalination device. Create a shallow basin and place it in direct sunlight. The sun's heat will play a crucial role in the desalination process, so make sure your basin is positioned where it can receive maximum sunlight. Collect seawater in a separate container and pour a small amount onto the center of your makeshift still. This will be the water that you will desalinate. As the sun beats down, the water will evaporate, leaving the salt behind. The process of evaporation will separate the water from the salt, making it safe to drink. Carefully collect the condensation that forms, and voila! This condensation is essentially distilled water, free from the harmful salts that were in the seawater. You've got yourself a drinkable source of water. This simple method can be a lifesaver in a survival situation, providing you with the hydration you need to stay alive. Remember, creativity and resourcefulness are your best allies when it comes to survival. Chapter 6: DIY Compass. A compass can be a lifesaver in a survival situation, but what if you don't have one handy? Don't worry, you can create your own with just a few simple items. Find a needle or a straightened paper clip and a small bowl of water. Carefully rub the needle against your hair or a piece of silk to magnetize it. Then, gently place the needle on the surface of the water. The magnetized needle will align itself with the Earth's magnetic field, pointing north-south. It's a simple but effective way to find your bearings. Chapter 7: Hygiene without water. Staying clean is crucial in a survival situation. It's not just about feeling fresh, it's about preventing infections. But what if you're running low on water or soap? Look to nature for help. Many plants have natural antiseptic properties. Look for pine needles, which can be boiled to create an antiseptic wash. Crush up garlic or onions. Their potent oils have antibacterial properties. If you have access to alcohol, even a high-proof spirit can be used as a disinfectant. Chapter 8: Saving a wet phone. In today's world, our phones are our lifelines. We use them for everything from staying connected with loved ones to managing our daily tasks and even for entertainment. But what happens when that lifeline takes an unexpected swim? Whether it's a drop in the pool, a spill in the kitchen, or an accidental plunge into a puddle, water damage can be a nightmare. Don't panic, there's still a chance to save it. First, act fast. The quicker you respond, the better your chances of rescuing your device. The longer it stays submerged, the more damage it sustains. Water can seep into the internal components, causing short circuits and corrosion. Remove the phone from the water immediately and turn it off. This helps prevent any electrical damage that could occur if the phone is left on. If possible, remove the battery and SIM card. This can help to minimize further damage and allows the internal components to dry more effectively. Now here's the trick: bury it in a bowl of uncooked rice. This might sound like an old wives' tale, but it actually works. Rice acts as a desiccant, absorbing moisture from the phone. Make sure the phone is completely covered and leave it in the rice for an extended period. Leave it buried for at least 24 hours, then try turning it on. You might be surprised. Often this simple method can bring your phone back to life, saving you the cost and hassle of a replacement. Chapter 9: Repairing torn clothes. Out in the wild, your clothes are your armor against the elements, but accidents happen and a tear in your jacket or pants can leave you vulnerable. If you don't have a needle and thread handy, don't despair. Nature provides. Look for thorns or sturdy plant fibers. These can be used as makeshift needles to stitch up the tear. If you can find some pine sap, it can act as a natural adhesive. It might not be pretty, but it'll hold you over until you can find a more permanent solution. Chapter 10: Saltwater for wounds. In a survival situation, even a small cut can become infected without proper care. If you don't have access to antiseptic wipes or ointments, look no further than your spice rack. Salt, a common household ingredient, can be a lifesaver. Mix a small amount of salt with clean water, boiled if possible, to create a saline solution. Cleanse the wound thoroughly with the solution, then cover it with a clean bandage. The salt acts as a natural disinfectant, helping to prevent infection. Chapter 11: Signaling with a mirror. In a vast wilderness, being seen can mean the difference between rescue and despair. A simple mirror can become a powerful signaling device. The key is to reflect sunlight towards potential rescuers. Angle the mirror to catch the sunlight and aim the reflection at a distant object, like a tree or a rock. This will create a flashing beacon that can be seen for miles. Even a car's side mirror or a shiny piece of metal can be used to signal for help. Chapter 12: Be prepared. Remember, survival is about preparation, resourcefulness, and a whole lot of grit. By learning these simple life hacks, you're equipping yourself with the knowledge to face the unexpected. So, whether you're braving the wilderness or just navigating the urban jungle, remember these skills. They just might save your life. Outro, you got this. We've covered a lot of ground today, from finding clean water to signaling for help. Remember, survival isn't about luck, it's about preparation and the will to never give up. Out here in the wild or in the concrete jungle, we rely on our instincts, our knowledge, and our ability to adapt. So embrace the challenge, trust your gut, and never underestimate the power of human ingenuity. Stay strong, stay focused, and you'll make it through.